Peace, Renaissance Coach, tapping in. It is day 7 of the Summer of Separation experience, the Summer of Separation Challenge. I'm excited. So today, and I do have my trusty notes with me. And just to be transparent, I don't really like using notes. I like to just freestyle, but there's a couple points I want to make sure I touch upon, so, whatever. So, today, average person has between 60 and 80,000 thoughts per day. And with that, research suggests that for most people, up to 80% of those thoughts are negative, and 95% are the exact same thoughts, they had yesterday. So the reality with that, just processing that, you're not dealing with, you may have heard people talk about stinking thinking, but the reality is it's more so of a pattern challenge or a pattern problem. And until you learn, or we learn, to listen to our inner noise and get a feel for what it's actually trying to tell us, and be able to source where it's coming from, it's going to continue to run our lives in the background. And the loudest voice or voices inside are not always the most, truthful ones. Neuroscientists have found that by the time we reach 35 years of age, 95% of who we are is a memorized set of behaviors, emotional reactions, and subconscious beliefs running on autopilot. So that just means the thoughts that rise up when life gets hard, the thoughts that rise up when thoughts get hard, again, aren't, new thoughts. They're based upon our conditioning. So we're pretty much running on autopilot. And this is incredibly important, like, for real, to really know and comprehend, because most of us, we lend our energy to doing more surface level type things, or not even going beneath the surface. And I might be getting off note here, but a lot of times we get comfortable with not going within, because that can be uncomfortable for many of us, because you like, oh, I don't want to deal with that particular idea or experience, because our mind has a very interesting way of knowing how to really protect us, because a lot of the things that limit us, they're limiting us because it's an attempt to protect us from things that may have hurt us or we felt vulnerable to in the past. And I want to use an example. This disclaimer, I want to use the example of Nick Jones. Nick is one of my clients, and by every external sense of the word, Nick was that guy, okay? He's that guy. You could depend on him to show up and really deliver. But Nick had a voice. He had a nagging voice, that relentless voice that wouldn't turn itself off. The kind of voice that even though he was showing up, even though he was accomplishing things, it was always something telling him that one day he wasn't going to show up and be able to perform the way he needed to perform, or be who he needed to be, that he was going to misstep somewhere. And this didn't come from something that he created. It was kind of the sourcing of the environment that he grew up in. Kind of in his household, he and his siblings were, in a household where the parents, whether they were intentional about it or not, they created the energy around performance. Like, you had to be of a certain standard or stature in how you showed up. So because of that, Nick found himself trying to always perform. And Nick is not alone. many of us go through the same type of experience or similar things. Again, maybe not the exact one, but things that show up in our childhood that continue to kind of hold us back and keep us limited. So the whole thing, I haven't said that in a while. So overall, the main idea here is that we want to actually align our inner voice, our inner realm, our inner being. We want to bring it into alignment with what we really want to experience in our external world. And in order to do that, we got to break out of the patterns, the old patterns, or patterns that no longer support where we desire to go. I don't have my cards, but I am going to do a card pull, because like how I usually have been kicking things off, I've been sharing that from my perspective. We have a chance to be born anew every day, to really come into a new mind every day. And I feel like if you embrace that philosophy, that ideology, it gives you a chance to show up new. Like, knowing that, hey, I can show up today and I don't have to be who I was yesterday or in this moment. Even though I may have had a similar moment or similar experience before, I can choose to show up as a new version of myself, or the version I want to show up as. And that's what I had a chance to work with Nick on. And a lot of this is starting to really listen to ourselves, pay attention to ourselves, see what's really showing up underneath all the hustle and bustle. Because, you know, it's easy. In Western world, in this realm, it's real easy to get engaged with new fun activities. You know, I'm going to do this new project. I'm going to try this new thing. I'm going to run over here. I'm going to run over there. Everything but pay attention to what's going on within. So it's very important to really start to pay attention. You got to slow down. We got to slow down, right? And really start to feel what's coming up. Listen to what's coming up for us, the sensations in our bodies, like what's coming up for us, so we can start to really tune in, pay attention, and make the necessary shifts. I think I might still be on track here. Yay me. Yay me. So where are we going with these notes? Okay. So a couple things I did want to cover. As far as navigating and figuring out those things. Let's see here, make sure I'm on track. So maybe, let's go back a page. Let's go back a page, guys. Where am I at? Okay, cool. All right. So number one. Where's my number one? Oh my God. Where is number one? Where is number one, guys? OMG. Where is number one? Oh, the first step. Yes, we found it. So, getting the noise out of your head and onto the paper. So in the process of really listening and tuning into ourselves, it's really starting to call it out, bring it out, let it know that you recognize it, that you see it, and you know what it's trying to do, and that you're ready for it to shift, you're ready for it to move. And a big part of doing that is writing it out, writing it down. Because when we write things down and write it down, now we can identify it better. We got a better feel, besides feeling it, but bringing it up to the surface. We're allowing it to surface. We're allowing ourselves to identify, like how, you know, how they say put a face to a name, kind of put a word to a feeling, or a word to a sensation, or a word to an inner vibration, whatever may be coming up for you. Yeah, that's what you're doing. So really identifying it. That's number one. Then number two is making sure that in writing it out, that you're really getting to be able to identify the patterns that are most limiting to you. So the ones that kind of stir up the most emotion, the heaviest sensations for you, that's the ones you want to bring to the surface. And then let's see here. And number 3, I do want to invite you. I do have a freebie, a subconscious shift freebie. It's in the bio. You can click on that. It's a freebie for you that you can work along with, to kind of help you to identify your patterns. So that's there for you. Let me see. I did have pretty good handwriting when I put this together. So yay me on that. All right, where are we at? So we're identifying, we're writing them out. We're identifying the ones that have the heaviest sensation. And then, let's see here. What part did I want to cover here? Oh, asking yourself to source them. Where did they come from? That's it. And thank you for your patience there. But where did they come from? Was this an idea that originated with you? Like, where did they come from? Was this an idea that originated with you? Was it your parent? Was it a teacher? Was it an auntie, uncle? Who was it that gave you this idea? And being able to source it. And what was it trying to protect you from? Because a lot of times, like I said, we have a very intelligent vessel being, and a lot of times these things show up as a protection mechanism. Like I've shared earlier, I had an experience where, to protect myself from what I perceived as, I guess you could say, people talking poorly about me or saying bad things about me, I withdrew my expression, or I retracted my expression. I stopped really just expressing myself in the fullest form as a protection from this poor talk or people speaking poorly about me. So, but being able to source it, get to the root of it. And yes, so again, in case you didn't tap in or you're tapping in later, we have the Summer of Separation experience going on live in the Renaissance Circle. Very excited about it. We're on day 7. And we're doing a lot of the same work that I'm coming on here sharing with you. I kind of want to give you an opportunity to get a feel for what's going on. And over the next few weeks, we'll be going to continue to be aware, developing our inner resilience, and really integrating the work that we're doing. And the great thing about joining us in the circle is you have community. You have a genuine opportunity to connect, have support, and yeah, just have an experience that I'm sure you haven't felt before. Because a lot of spaces I've been in, they're sometimes not as comfortable with going deep, but I'm grateful that, people are showing up. They're showing up honestly for themselves. They are diving in deep, and we're there to support them. And it's a beautiful experience. It's pretty awesome. So I'll definitely be sharing more of it as we go along. So the link is in the bio to tap into the Renaissance Circle. And just to wrap up here, the pattern really can lose its grip and power over you once you start to identify it and call it out. They start to lose all power, and we're able to really move and navigate freely and independently in who we genuinely were created to be. So, and the exciting thing about it, if you are tapping into the videos and really following along and engaging, you're doing some of that work too. You're stepping into the work. So shout out to you. And if you want to go deeper, definitely hop into the Renaissance Circle with us. We would love to have you have this experience with us. And like I said, if you want to even go deeper than what we're doing in the circle, we'll have a one-on-one experience with me and work together more intimately. We can talk about that as well. And we have packages for that as well. So yeah, until the next video, peace.